Hey everyone, welcome back. Yeah, we were getting organised to go. We've been getting organised to go sowing, and there had been a bit of rain forecast, as I mentioned on the last one, and there's a few dribs and drabs and not much, and then this morning about 4 a.m, hell of a thunderstorm, and we've ended up with about 20 mil. So we had the tractor all bar organised to go sowing. We just had the guys were just changing a few more of these hoses up the back here, but yeah, there's a couple that had holes in them, so they were just going to change that. And yeah, we were it's loaded, ready to go. We just need to calibrate it, and yeah, we were sort of right to go. But with the rain, and because some of that country had been pre-irrigated, it'll be a bit sticky. We probably won't happen today. We just see, we might either today's Thursday, so we might just see what happens. We might even just leave it till Monday now, although they are talking another 20 mil on Monday. So if we get that, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it'll sort of put us back a little bit further, but that's no worries. Got the guys coming to pick some of the wool up at some stage. Yeah, and we've just been tidying up a few maintenance jobs actually. So just on the boom spray, just been mucking around. The wing tips cop a bit of a pizzling with running into fences and nudging around trees and that sort of stuff. And yeah, so just been tidying up these brackets and yeah, but I've just got a couple of little hairline cracks here, which I've known about for a while, but I just thought I'd get to, and well, I had a little bit of spare time, get to and tidy them up a bit. So I've actually done one side already. Yeah, just got in and ran the grinder across them, and then yeah, just a bit of TIG welding, a bit of alley TIG welding. So yeah, they sort of cracked on both sides, so I've just welded that gusset out and just yeah, the vertical crack, welded him up. There's a bolt there that's a bit loose, we'll get him nipped up. But yeah, we sort of slapped a bit of grease on it there before, and yeah, it really should be right to go going forward. Still having trouble with, I'm not sure I mentioned it, we're still having trouble with the transmission pressure on this Magnum tractor. I put a new accumulator on the transmission, which I'm not too sure what that does, but anyway, yeah, it's supposed to level out the pressure, but it hasn't. I had it on the baler the other day, and it just still wasn't 100%. So the alarm's still going off, which is a pain. So anyway, I don't want to do any damage to it because it's pretty critical. But yeah, it's the time of year where we need it too. I don't really want to, have to, send it to town to get major work done on it. So we'll see how things play out. What else? Brendan's feeding a few sheep at the moment, just putting some lip blocks out. And yeah, Tony's, we've got a poly pipe that we actually hooked with the air seeder that feeds some water troughs, and we hooked it with the air seeder a couple of years ago, and to get the troughs going again, we just did a rough plumbing job, just laid the poly out on top of the ground. So he's up, just relaying that poly. So yeah, pretty hot and humid again, but no, it's good to get some rain. It's a bit reassuring that we haven't really had a lot of rain the last couple of months, so it's good, a bit reassuring to get some again. But anyway, I'll get in and get this welded up, and yeah, on to the next job. Much better. A couple of cracks across the top there that yeah, you got that in, welded them up as well. So we'll just let it cool down and put him back together. just here with Tony, just ripping this pipe in. Nice and easy. Wave! Tony's debut on YouTube. He's a bit shy, these blokes. About 500 mil maybe, but yeah, it's deep enough that we can cross it with the air seeder and not hook it, which is what's happened before in the past. It's a bit of a two-man job this, just to walk along and feed it in and make sure you don't kink it. Afternoon, yeah, we've rolled into the weekend and just come out to feed a few of the single bearing lambs, but we had a new delivery. Well, I picked it up the other day actually when I went on the motorbike ride, if you've been following along, but yeah, we've got a new lolly cart, so new feed trailer for feeding the ewes. It's second hand, but it hasn't had a lot of use and about a third of the price of a new one. It hasn't got scales on it, which we're looking into about putting scales on it. 2 bins, and then it's got a little auger at the front here with a little Honda petrol motor, and then we've got an additive box as well that we can put, you know, trace elements or some lime or something in if we were feeding. Like filling into feeders, we can use it to fill into feeders. Yeah, so it's got a division. I'll just roll it up back and show you, just so you get a bit of an idea of what we're up to. We can roll it up with on hand. Righto, so yeah, so it's got 2 divisions, a front one and a back one. It's about I reckon be a 70-30 split. And you know, we could use it essentially. We could well, what we have done with it, and I didn't get any footage of it, but mixing a couple of different seeds for sowing. So we had vetch in this back bin, and then we had clover seed in the front bin, and then we just it's got an auger that runs through across the floor there and out, and you can just open and close these doors essentially. So we were blending the seed together for sowing to put up in the air seeder. So yeah, it worked not too bad. It wasn't brilliant, but it's better than what we've probably done in the past, where we've just tipped bags of seed together, had a couple of blokes there and tipped bags of seed together into auger hopper and mixed it that way. So it's got a little electric actuator here on the back of it, and it operates a little door here on the bottom just to drop the grain straight on the ground. Electric brakes, needs a few jobs doing to it. The electric brakes don't seem to be working, I don't think. And I've got electric brakes on my ute, but the other ute doesn't have a brake unit on it, so we need to get to and do that. Yeah, so, but no, it hasn't had a lot of use, so we just thought it's a better way to go, and we're just, as I said, just doing a bit of homework on getting some scales under it so we know what we're feeding out. That's been one big thing. We've never really, it's a bit of a guesstimation what we feed. Turn the radio off. Yeah, it's a bit of a guesstimation what we're feeding, and yeah, so it's hard to work out. So anyway, but yeah, just got a little toggle switch here. It's here, and it's on's on, off's off. So anyway, we'll feed a few. We're feeding everything daily now, although we do have pretty good feed on the ground. We just want to conserve what we've got, and we are at the point of lambing, so we want to keep energy levels up in the ewes. So we're feeding at the moment, we're sort of feeding some of the seconds from grading, so it'll have both a bit of barley and wheat in it, but we'll probably continue to feed wheat, I think, just a little bit better protein. And yeah, they probably do a bit better on it, but hopefully it keeps raining, and the lucerne keeps growing while while the weather's still mild. You know, we're back to mid-20s, you know, something like that. But it's pretty good loose and growing weather still. So anyway, we'll feed a few of these girls and see how they go. I can assure you, I've never been this popular with the ladies. I'm an idiot. No, they know when you drive in the paddock because they know they're going to get a free feed. Just back here with the twin bearing ewes. There's going to be a bit of a rush on here when they do start and lamb because most of them are all pretty heavy. Oh, hang on a minute. We do. We've got some lambs on the ground. Alpaca. Yeah, no, they're all very heavy in lamb, these girls, and yeah, they could all come at a rush, but we'll just stay tuned because we've got some on the ground. Just a bit on the what I talked about, splitting the paddocks up and what we do and what we use. So we just put up a 2-strand electric fence. We found that it works well, and it's believe it or not, there is enough room for the sheep to go under that, but they don't seem to. They're pretty good. You might get lambs and that sort of thing will go under them, but yeah, we found this works pretty well, and it's just, you know, easy way of turning a big paddock into a little paddock. So we've got this 40 hectares or 44 hectares or whatever here. We've got it just split into 4, so it works pretty well. We've got a trough for water in each corner. No, it's something we've tried and works well. And you know, we've had merino weather lambs when we've been doing it in the past, and you can pull that fence down and they will not cross that line. Like I tried to do it one day without the dogs and I could not get them. There was nothing in the paddock bar where that electric fence had been, and they wouldn't run over it. So it's, yeah, obviously once they learn pretty quick if they get a whack on the nose with it. But yeah, pretty simple, cost effective, and once lambing's finished we can just pack it up again and you've got a full size paddock for hay or grazing or whatever. So yeah, no, but I'd been meaning to show you that when I've sort of been talking about it, the guys setting it up. But yeah, we'll do, even with when we get the grazing cereals going, just to purely get the numbers on and get the grazing pressure on it, we'll chuck in electric fence like that. Alright, I don't know how well you can see that, but we've got the first lamb on the ground for 2023, which is a bit exciting. So I'm not too sure what the go is. There's only one, there should be two, but it doesn't mean there's not a single hasn't got through in with the twins. So, but yeah, up and walking, and yeah, they were due to start lambing about the 1st of April. Sheep's gestation period's about 5 months, or it is 5 months. Yeah, so she's 5 or 6 days early, but that's generally how it happens. Yeah, so no, but yeah, no, happy enough. So as I said, they'll probably come in a rush, you know, when they start and 1 or 2 start to lamb. We generally find it sort of can happen pretty quickly, and the way we join with the rams, we sort of try and work on a pretty tight lambing. So when you come to marking, shadow there, when you come to marking, and later on the lambs are all of similar size. So yeah, it's for sale purposes and that sort of stuff, it works out well. So anyway, we might wind this one up. Thanks for watching. As I said, I'm going to get to and do a bit of an explanation on the stubble and how we handle it and why we do what we do. And yeah, anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.